What's up, Internet? Back here at Nerd Alert with Jimmy and James. And we're fielding some more of your questions.
I got to be honest, nerds. I really enjoy you guys sending these questions and then us answering them. I didn't realize I like talking about myself so much, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Go on. No,
Exactly.
enough about you, more about me.
Don't worry, he's gonna go schedule his daily look at himself in a pond later. So
Yeah.
Oh, I have my
isn't
own blog
unusual.
that's just me looking at me. Like it's not even public. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
private. Just me.
It's
looking at me.
just a Word document he just adds to every day.
Yeah, I'm like the
Modern
dude in the
narcissist.
office. That's what they did. It's just a Word doc.
Oh,
Anywho,
creedthoughts.com or whatever.
Exactly. All right. So, what is something nerds would not expect to know about you, or what would be an interesting thing to learn about you? James.
Oh
What do you
boy, I feel like there's a lot I could bring up here, but the big thing I do have to push forward is that I have 2 state championships for diving, which
I knew that.
my father will give me crap for this all the time. I consistently forget I have those.
He does. James is quite an athlete. I am very envious because my wife is also one hell of an athlete, and they compare their ring because they both have rings. James has 2. She only has 1. So take that, Allison. But yeah, James was one hell of a diver. He competed for Palo Verde here in Las Vegas, even though he went to West Tech for actual high school. But yeah, he was. He's an old man now, but once upon a time, he was a really good diver.
And my father discredits himself. He was also an incredible athlete, and there's still moments he'll like run at somebody, and I'm like, he can still move that fast.
Dude, over Christmas, we had this stupid hula hoop thing. I was the best.
Dude, James, there's nothing scarier than seeing your father still have it for a second. Like growing up, my dad was a great athlete. It skipped a generation. But man, there was one time he raced one of my friends and I was like, oh my God, my dad is fast as shit. Like, and I remember like one time I met one of his friends, and when he talks or whatever, you always think, yeah, I'm sure whatever it is. I was like, no, your dad was the fastest person I've ever seen. So that fear of being like, oh my God, my father could definitely chase me down. Yeah, I get that, James.
No, it's freaky. It's just like being like, oh shit, no, that's right. He still has that. Oh,
I
dear.
do like though that James like jumped in the pool once and was like, I'm good at this.
That's
how it happened.
He's got a lot of stories like that are just kind of like, and then he does forget that he's a champion, which is hilarious. But he still holds the record. I think he was under 6 and swam
400 something,
1,000 meters, something ridiculously long. So he was like the only one to ever have done that. So he still holds this record, and I joke about it. It was like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. It was a very long time to swim that distance as a 6-year-old. It's like, that's hilarious that he still holds that record, but he does. That's the way he jams.
One might say.
I can doggy paddle. That's the extent of even like when I was like going to a gym that had a pool and everything, and I tried to like swim laps, I'd make it half of that lap, and like I can't breathe, and this whole nope. So I'm just like under the water.
So Brandon, no mystery movies on the lake. We're not doing that.
As long as it's a shallow lake, as long as it's like, as long as the boat isn't dead center of the lake, I'm fucking set.
Just stand up.
Yeah. That's if we do that, I'm set. But long distance swimming, I'm dead.
To that extent, I guess I should also toss in that my fastest 50 free is like 24 seconds.
I'd probably still be doing it. So
yeah, water is I thrive in water, as one might say.
He's our Aquaman.
Oh,
yeah, there he goes.
What the hell?
But you're pre
Aquaman. What are you talking about?
You're pre New 52 Aquaman.
Is that when he lost his arm?
Yeah. Actually, that was Peter David. Peter David did a pretty good Aquaman run. Aquaman got shit on for a long time.
He was good.
He still gets shit on, Brandon.
I enjoyed him.
Yeah. That's fair. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, mine is along the same lines, and it comes to mind. There's several, but this one comes to mind because Chase was kind of making fun of me the other day, and I could not sadly find a picture or anything to prove him wrong. But I played soccer my whole life, all the way up through college. Played in college for the NC2A Wittenberg Tigers. I was the athlete that decided to play the non-big seasons because I tore my ACLs, and so the fall season for soccer is the big one. I only played 2 years, but I played all 4 spring seasons, so I got that going for me. Those don't count, so I do have 2 years of eligibility. Call me up, coach. I got this. But I was the captain of my team, and prior to that, so to me that's a big deal. But prior to that, when I was in junior high, I actually went on a tour of Europe playing soccer. We did Amsterdam. I'm sorry, we did Holland and what was West Germany at the time. Yes, I'm old as fuck. But I got to meet Johan Cruyff. I got to play in Ajax Stadium in Amsterdam. And if these names aren't familiar with you, go watch Ted Lasso because they reference them, and I feel pretty cool and connected that I got to meet these people. And I have a picture with Johan Cruyff, who is the basically father of modern day soccer and called it, the beautiful game and all that. So yeah, I was a soccer player once upon a time. If you ask me, I can still do a lot of the things I used to do, just in a lot shorter amount of time. I did try and play indoor a couple years ago with Allison, and oh my God, I thought I was going to die like 2 minutes in, and it was a lot of reasons why I thought I was going to die. Too heavy and couldn't breathe. All right. But the other
sorry. I'd also like to
the
jump
other
in
kind
and
of
say,
fun fact about this is I always thought growing up I was going to be the best soccer player in my family, maybe even the best athlete, but James already proved that wrong. My wife, she's a
Kisses his
4-time.
rings. He's like, mwah, mwah.
I know, right? My wife is a 4-time All-American, also with a state ring, also with a coaching state ring. She went to state when she was at the same high school I was. She still holds records. One of our friends sent a board of all the records she still holds at her university at Walsh. So it was like, yeah, so I'm just a dude who played soccer once upon a time.
okay, but you're discrediting the fact that you were still really good at it.
Oh, yeah, but like second best in the house, third best athlete in the house. Yeah. Thank God I got the hula hoop.
Second
thing.
place. Second place is the first loser.
Exactly. The
You know
first
how it goes.
loser.
Yeah.
I will say, learning that my father was an amazing soccer player, and then learning that my mother would like consistently body people on the soccer field was terrifying to like come to the realization.
One of our first indoor
oh.
games we played, it was like basically one of our first dates, and she asked me to play indoor soccer on her team. I'm like, cool. And I go out, and I was a lot younger then. I was like 21, so I was fine playing. Your mother, Allison, literally kicked a kid up in the 20-year-old, kicked a dude up in the air because it was co-ed, kicked him up in the air, and then pushed him down like it was a wrestling move. And I'm like,
and then she kicked the kid after. She kicked his kid afterward.
And the ref
was
came
like,
up
I'm disgracing the whole family.
Calm down, Allison. And it was awesome because if it was a dude, she would have been out. But because it was Allison, no foul. Well, there's a foul.
And then she kicked the ref after the game.
God. She was a very physical soccer player. It was quite a thing to see.
It's a good thing she had. God, I feel awful. Wheezy. It's a good thing she had Wheezy.
Erica.
Good thing she had Erica to defend her.
Erica was her teammate basically all through her playing career, and Erica was in hockey. She was the defender. She'd come out and just or the enforcer, come out and beat the shit out of anybody that would go after Allison. So it's, Anywho, so Brandon, what is your?
I was never that good at sports. I did play hockey before hockey was really a thing in Vegas. And it's funny. I still know. I know.
Where do you say that too? Because when I moved to town and learned you played hockey, and I'm from Ohio, where you would think everybody knows hockey, I didn't know shit, and you obviously knew a ton about it. So I'm like, educate me, dude.
No, you're laughing, but in middle school, I would still get beat up for being a nerd or whatever, and it's like I was good at a sport. But because it wasn't like basketball or football, no one gave a shit. And then
you were good at a sport where you're sliding all over the place.
Yeah, essentially. And then I quit playing when it was interfering with party time. Basically, I was like, I would rather go hang out with my friends. So fuck this.
No, that's
But if you're
fair.
talking about high school stuff, I did go to LVA for guitar the first 2 years that I went there, and I did win state in it's called solo and ensemble. So I did that 2 years in a row. So I actually didn't think about that until you guys started talking about this. I have those in a box somewhere. I haven't thought about it in, I don't know, 20 years now.
Were you the white guy?
I've known you for what, 15 years now? I never knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got in for guitar. We went to it was like a state competition, and I won whatever the highest rank was in that 2 years. And then I got in a fight with my piece of shit guitar teacher, and I asked. I didn't want to go to a new school because I'd already spent 2 years there. I was zoned for Palo, and I literally asked my friends, like, what major at this school could I bullshit my way into?
I know exactly where this is going.
And everyone said theater tech. And guess what? I bullshitted the fuck out of it, dude.
But you could have been an actor and done the same thing.
I didn't want to. I don't know. That seemed everyone could sing. I can't sing. And we did musicals were the big ones.
Sing. Do they not have just a regular like acting?
They did, but those were never like the big plays. The big plays were always musicals. So they'd always do like the more dramatic plays would get pushed to the black box theater.
Yeah, but those are more fun. Those are more fun to do.
Point is, I got to use like power tools for 2 years and just like do some other. But I mean, I lied my ass off. My mom made pillows for our house because she was crafty with shit like that. And the audition was you had to show that you could like make things because LVA's theater program is top notch, and
obviously,
the theater program and all that is like there was a above everything else at a high school level.
I meant because you're an alumnus.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's an alumnus and I got accepted, the bar's low.
Oh, super low. I mean, like I said. So I took the pillow and I had her walk me through how to do it, and I memorized that shit like nobody's business. I went in there and I was like, I fucking sewed blah 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 blah, and I got in. And then the next year, like 4 or 5 months into the school year, we got into the sewing portion, and I remember the teacher was like, "Brandon, you know how to sew?" And I was like, "Guess what? I don't, dude. But you can teach me now." And yeah.
I'm not kidding. I actually just taught myself how to sew something for Halloween.
Oh, I've like fucked around with stuff since, and I can fiddle fuck something together, but
no, like proper sewing is hard.
Oh no, like they put a sewing machine in front of me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So
that's scary.
The current public education, I had home economics. I learned to sew.
Which
we didn't have.
We didn't get.
I can remember in my middle school, the orchestra room had like stovetops in it, and I was so confused. And it's like home economics used to be a thing that they just
we took, which
I would have been way more interested in that.
Dude, it frustrates me that home economics is not a class offered in modern curriculums because the amount of kids I have met in college who don't know how to cook, don't know how to do laundry, don't know how to sew, don't know how to file taxes, don't know how to do any of this is like, dude, what the hell?
They used to have mechanic classes in high school. You know how helpful that would have fucking been?
Workshop was
instead I took 2 years of French that I also bullshitted my way through.
Exactly.
Like
2 years of Spanish.
I got bad news for you.
Out a phrase.
I got real bad news for you. If you had taken an auto shop class, it'd be irrelevant nowadays.
Yeah, but it would have helped me with all throughout my 20s instead of like having some guy at the auto shop being like, "Yeah, your whoopee nut is broken. It's going to be $900." And I'm like, "You're lying to me."
No, I would have gladly taken a class about car maintenance, so I would know how to fix it myself.
That's what I'm saying. 100%.
That's why I'm joking.
Now you could probably find it on YouTube, but it's like
you might have been more in luck. But nowadays, the things that we did with our cars in the 90s, like you could change spark plugs, you could do all these things, batteries, whatever. Now it's all computerized. Like, good luck. You got to plug it in to find out what's wrong, and yay.
Gotta speak to my car.
Anyways, we all feel old as shit now. Thank you for that question.
Yes.
What a time that was.